Hey, did you know that you could be watching this and all of the other amazing Lake TV shows on streaming? Yeah, you probably did, but it's important that we get the message out because Como is about to move away from hosting expensive cable packages. So it's going to be more important to catch us on streaming than ever. Check us out on Roku, on YouTube, tons of options, and for more information, check out our socials. Now let's get back to Weekend at the Lake. We're coming up on June, so there's no argument that summer is here and in full swing. To celebrate, I'm wearing a shirt that represents my favorite summer camp. The thing about Camp Crystal Lake is that you're fine to send your kids there, just don't let them apply for the counselor job once they're teenagers. It's got a very high turnover. My shenanigans aside, welcome to another installment of Weekend at the Lake presented by Chris Light Co., the best at the lake for that good exterior illumination. Speaking of illumination, I'm here to light your way down the dark and winding path of the future, but don't worry, only as far as this weekend and what fun stuff you can do. With a tip of my hat to Chris Light Co., we best get to walking. Now, when I was a kid, before the advent of iPad babies obsessed with their favorite influencer, making the 2025 equivalent of MTV Cribs, there was trucks. Oh, if you were a little boy once, you know what I mean. Even the more sensitive kids who wanted to play with dolls had to give trucks their due. It was just a part of the culture. Well, respect to the guys who maintain that culture into adulthood and keep the love of trucks alive as the new generation enjoys their, skibbity toilets and whatnot. Shady's Truck Showdown is May 30th and 31st at Shady Gators. It's a truck show with live music, food, and cold drinks. It sells itself, guys. Limited registration for trucks, so make sure you get your slot early. ShadyShowdown.com to register, all right? The Lake Breeze Event Center has the Peddler's Point Arts and Crafts Fair on May 31st and June 1st. That one's nice because it makes a good family outing. If there's anything kids like, it's making stuff, and better arts and crafts than making trouble. It's 9 to 4 with vendor booths and little classes for crafts and plants. Summer's here, so let's get in the water. Westlake Aquatic Center has been here for 25 years, and they've decided to celebrate that fact. May 31st from noon to 5, they'll be hosting a bunch of fun, free activities like swimming, pool and outdoor games, and kayaking. There's also hot dogs, which goes a long way for me. And a bunch of local nonprofits will be there to meet and greet. It's a great time for the kids and a great way to kick off pool season. The next up, I'm going to take you somewhere fun that I went last weekend, but not until after a word from our fantastic team of sponsors.
They always say that seeing is believing, and to see the breathtaking beauty of your lakefront paradise, it needs to be lit correctly. Chris Light Co. takes your space and illuminates it like never before. From your home and walkways to your dock and lakefront oasis, Chris Light Co. lights up the Lake of the Ozarks.
Osage River Popcorn, your home at the lake for fresh, gourmet popcorn. But it doesn't stop at just what's in the name. Come see us on Bagnell Dam in Lake Ozark for Stom European chocolate, gelato, and so much more. We've even got a drive-thru with specialty coffee. And yes, our gourmet popcorn is still popped fresh daily. Come on by as a stranger and leave as a friend. With an armful of the sweetest treats at the lake. Osage River Popcorn in Lake Ozark. See you soon!
Chris Light Co. is local and ready to light up your lakefront oasis. So call us today to schedule your free consultation so we can illuminate your slice of heaven. But for now, back to Weekend at the Lake with David Leatherbery, brought to you by Chris Light Co.
Thank you to the folks keeping the lights on. I had the absolute pleasure of checking out the Dragon Lake Renaissance Fair this weekend. I'm a big fan of Ren fairs in general, and I'm not shy talking about it. When I heard we were getting a local one as close to my house as Lori, I was thrilled. What more could a self-respecting nerd ask for? I caught it on the last day only because of scheduling issues on my part, but even on the last day, in the rain, I still had a fantastic time. Of course, a little rain never stopped a Ren fair crowd. There were shows going, even in the weather, and come on. I don't need to justify why a sword fight made for a good show. A lot of folks showed up in costume. More than I expected, and it made me really happy to see everyone in the spirit. The vendors were incredible. I found a custom leather shoe and boot maker, folks selling trinkets, handmade shields. I spent a long time checking out this group of blacksmiths that operate out of Eldon. Look at some of this stuff, it's incredible. As for the food, Ren Fair food is iconic, and I just had to get me one of those big turkey legs. I'm not afraid to say that I experienced a lapse in my table manners walking around biting chunks of that thing. Also, can't recommend the barbecue I had enough. Clark's Smokin' and Grillin' Meats hooked me up with some absolutely fantastic barbecue, homemade sauce, potato salad, the works. They do catering if you want to try some. Now, I've said before, and I'll say it again, the fun of a Ren Fair comes when everyone lets go, buys into the fantasy, and just lets themselves have a good time. It's a little like playing pretend in the yard when you were a kid. And it's a lot more dignified than it sounds. If you don't play around now and then, you're gonna go crazy. The Dragon Lake Ren Fair was a great time, and I can't wait for it to come back next year. Hopefully, bigger and better each time. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and the fantastic new LOZ app to stay connected with us. And if you have an event you want discussed here on the show, make sure you send me the information at davidl@mylaketv.com because I would appreciate that a lot. Now, Memorial Day has passed and new fun awaits as summer arrives in earnest. What are you going to do with yours? My advice? Make this one count, which is honestly just good advice for everything you do. Anything worth doing is worth doing right, and fun is no exception. We'll see how you do it, but until then, have a fantastic weekend at the lake.